Hello, this is Tyler Ford, Tucson, Arizona with eXp Realty, and welcome to Living in Tucson, your Tucson Real Estate connection. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the Tucson Housing Market Report for February 2021. And the numbers are out, and the market continues to be a hot market, definitely a seller's market. So let's dive into the details of the Tucson Housing Market Report for February 2021. One thing that I think people should pay close attention to in terms of the market is what is called forbearance. So during COVID, when people lost their jobs or their income was kind of temporarily put on hold, mortgage companies allowed homeowners to go into what is called forbearance. And that was a little bit of payment relief where people didn't have to pay their mortgage payments. It's not that that payment was forgiven. It was just what we call forbearance. And this last month, the government extended it another 3 months to allow people into forbearance with a total of 18 months to get caught back up. But once the forbearance relief kind of stops where there's no more relief, there's a lot of people that are in forbearance that could potentially create some issues. Foreclosures could go up because people could get behind on payments. So right now, not a big issue, but something, down the road to pay attention to that could cause the pullback in the market if people start to struggle and are not able to make their mortgage payment. So just something to think about. But again, there's 3 months of relief that the government just gave with a total of 18 months total payback. So our market continues to be a hot market. And even though it's a seller's market, I think one of the reasons why we have lack of inventory is because sellers are, even though they're getting top dollar for their homes, think about it. If you want to sell a home, but you don't have any place to go or there's no homes available, and you get your home under contract, the thing that I'm seeing, especially with a lot of clients that I'm working with in listings, is that once you sell your home, people are struggling to go find another home. So I've got a couple clients right now that have listed their home, but it's contingent upon them being able to find another home and even doing a short-term rent back, because the last thing that sellers want is to sell a home and then have to make a rush decision to go buy something else and not be happy with the home that they're going to go buy. So just something to think about on the sales side. Even though again it's a seller's market, home values are continuing to go up, the difficulty that sellers are having is that finding that other home and not being homeless, because once they get their home under contract, they don't have any place to go. So just something to think about on the sales side and some things that you can do. We can get creative with you if you're wanting to sell your home but worried about where you're going to go. So let's dive into the numbers. First thing that I want to talk about is average days on market. So right now for single family homes, the average days on market is 25 days. And what that means is from time listed to the time under contract, it's taking 25 days. And for townhomes, it's 22 days. It's not from listing to closed, it's under contract. So just anticipate if you're going to list your home, it could be less, could be more, but the average days on market is 25 for single family homes and 22 days for townhomes. The next number that I want to talk about is percentage of list price received. So what that means is if you list your home for $100,000, what percentage of the list price are you getting? And right now it's virtually 100%. So sellers are getting pretty close to their asking price. It's 99.9% of the list price is what you can expect if priced right. So just take into consideration, pricing is key. And a lot of people want to overprice. And even in this market, I'm seeing people, overprice, just seeing if they can get lucky in that higher price. And that can actually backfire. It's a better strategy to price it right, have more people looking at it, getting multiple offers, and then you can do what is called a multiple counter back to actually drive that price up. So pricing your home right is a better strategy, in my opinion, than overpricing it, because you bring more demand and more people to the table right out of the gate, which gets more offers. And in turn, you can select from the very best offer or do what we call a multiple counter back in order to try to drive that price up. So if you're going to list your home, list it right, but you can anticipate getting pretty close to the list price in the market that we're in. Okay, let's look at the numbers. What's the average sales price here in Tucson for homes, single family homes and townhomes? So for homes, it's $361,853 is the average sales price. And year over year, that's up 22.9%. So we've seen a 22.9% appreciation rate year over year, which is again, kind of crazy. And then on the townhomes, we're at $215,650, which is the average price. And and that number is up 21.6% year over year as far as our numbers. So you can kind of anticipate that's kind of the sweet spot in terms of the market. Those average numbers, those are the homes that are selling super fast, kind of plus or minus. But again, that's the average, and that's the appreciation that we've seen over the last year. Okay, the next number that we're going to look at is home inventory levels. And this is the first thing that I look at every month when this number comes out. It's the homes that are listed for sale. And again, it's a supply and demand. If there's lack of inventory, there's upward pressure on price. If there's more inventory, there's downward pressure on price. So it's the difference of being in a seller's market or a buyer's market. Right now, we are in a seller's market situation. And again, since COVID hit, our numbers have just been decreasing every single month. And again, they're down this month from the previous month. And I keep saying they can't get any lower, and they continue to do. So right now in Pima County and all of the MLS, there's only 727 homes listed for sale. And a healthy supply and demand, in my opinion, is in 2,800 to maybe 3,200 homes listed, single family homes. And that number is down 66.9% from last year. So it's just, again, it's what's causing upward pressure on price. It's just the downward slope of homes listed for sale. And for townhomes, there's only 101 active townhomes listed for sale, which is down 64.3%. So that's the struggle right now, is just lack of inventory, which is kind of just freezing up our market. It's why people don't want to sell, because if they do sell, they don't have any options, or very few options in terms of where to go. Meanwhile, home prices have continued to go up, which is now pricing people out of the market. So at some point, this has got to give, in terms of a healthy supply and demand, to kind of open up the market. And until we break out of this low supply of inventory, you can anticipate we're going to be in a seller's market, and there's going to be still continued pressure, upward pressure on prices. From everything that I'm reading, they're saying the fourth quarter of this year, things could start to change, whatever that catalyst may be. I don't know. It could be forbearances. It could be, increased interest rates, slowing down the market. But until something like that happens, we're definitely in a seller's market until that inventory level changes. So the numbers I just went over are just a few numbers. If you want to get the detailed report, you can go in the show notes, or if you're on my blog, you can go all the way to the bottom. It's got the entire report. Again, I just touched on a few basic ones, some of the key indicators that I like to look at, but you can scroll down below and take a look at the full report. Every month, I like to look at the numbers. So I've got a pulse on the Tucson market and just do an overview of what's going on. But if you need help with buying or selling real estate, our team would love to help. If you like this video, like, share, comment. Love to get your feedbacks and even your thoughts in terms of our market and what your prediction is as far as what's going to happen here and when eventually this market's going to change. Love to get your thoughts. But again, Tyler Ford, eXp Realty here, Tucson, Arizona. If you have any questions in regards to real estate, please reach out to us. And remember, we've got a free moving truck. If you use us to buy or sell a home, you're more than welcome to use it. It's a 16-foot box moving truck. And even after you buy or sell down the road, if you need to use it for some moving some furniture or an appliance, you're more than welcome to use it. So just keep that in mind. Go ahead, smash that like button, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more videos on living in Tucson, your Tucson real estate connection.